Okay, earlier I posted a video about a child abduction issue based on alerts we received this morning here in Houston about a 34-year-old who has abducted two kids. Abduction is when there is a wrongful removal of a child. It could be in the same city, it could be interstate, or it could be international. That is when a child is wrongfully removed from his or her place of habitual residence and taken to a separate new environment different from where he or she is habitually resident. And this a person or a spouse can do without the consent of the other person. Like I researched here in Texas, their law does not actually include restrictions when giving custody order to a spouse, which means the child can live with either of the parents. But where a parent or a spouse takes away the child from his or her habitual residence under pretense, could be under the pretense of vacation, and never returns that child back in order to comply with the court order, it means that that other party from whom that child was taken has the right to go to court to seek counsel from an attorney to find solution and ensure that the child is brought back to him or to her. Now, the I will be looking at the civil aspect of international child abduction, which is taking a child out of his own country to another country. Now, considering the civil aspect of international child abduction, every state which is a signatory to the convention establishes what is called the central authority that takes care of the process of ensuring that there is expeditious return of that child to his or her habitual residence, that is the state where he or she resides in. And in doing this, the central authority of the country where the complaint is first instituted will have to reach out to the central authority of the country where that child was taken to. And then the both central authorities will have to work together to ensure that there is expeditious, swift return of that child back to his or her habitual residence. But in a situation where there are other units, other territories in that country where they have other offices, those offices will also have to comb and investigate. And where they find information, they have to report back to the central authority, which will now also communicate to the central authority of the other country where that child was abducted from. In cases of international child abduction, it is put in place so that people can be deterred, yes, from further doing that, and then to also ensure that there is expeditious return of that child back home. Like I said in my previous post, that problems are not peculiar to a particular country or tribe. It is because people all over the world experience the same things at different times, and it's in the verge of trying to find a common solution to all of these problems that countries come together to convene conventions that will help them proffer solutions to all these problems. And now some of these conventions only apply to countries that have given consent to be signatories or contracting states to such covenants. Now, where a party from whom a child was abducted from institutes a complaint in the central authority of his or her own state, and that complaint is filed in the central authority of the other state where the child was taken to, that person or the spouse that abducted that child also has a defense. Yes, where the person from whom he or she had abducted that child is incapable of taking good care of that child. He doesn't or she doesn't provide for that child. The environment is not comfortable, it is hostile. These can form defenses, grounds for defense as to him or she returning that child back to such habitual residence. I hope you have learned something today. Right, bye.